Okay, here we go. So this is probably some of the two best players that we have. Let's get into it. So these are two testers, I believe. Possibly one developer, but I think they're just both testers. Been playing this game for a long time, so it should be pretty much as high tier a game as we can see at this stage. So down the bottom, we have looks like UDF, and at the top we also have UDF. So definitely more of a European kind of twist of a team. Now both players opting in to take the three closest outposts, which will yield them the most return, and both of them using so a slightly different build here. Oh, sorry, this is not UDF. This is forgive me, I forgot the other team's name. Obviously, very new game, so still getting to know all the names and stuff. EDU, sorry, is up top, and I can't remember the name of this team, but yeah, with more practice, we'll get there. So, but in any case, both players go in for the outpost, which again will yield them the most, particularly once they've upgraded it with the outpost vehicle. They have different names for each different team, but again, most important thing to do at the start is to capture these 3 points to generate the most return as quick as possible. Now, taking these other areas with flags will yield extra income, and they do not have any other points to take other than these ones in the middle. You do have these other outposts that you can take that do not yield any income. But so far, both players go into mid, having a similar idea about trying to take the two on the left here. And we'll just say green. We'll just call bottom green for now. Slowly using his helicopter, which can reload and take over his load to create an outpost that will generate more money. He's been able to do that on all three. Now he will need to gear up and go back to get another one if he does want to build any more on these other outposts. Whereas EDU does not have that. It has these vehicles here which have to drive out. So one having vehicle and one having aircraft or helicopter to take outposts to build outposts. So very different style of movement. Oh, shivers. Nicely done there. Okay, so he got his infantry, ran it into the infantry, and he has dropped a mine, blowing both units up. Clever little tactic, haven't seen that before. That's what you'll get in these sort of more advanced plays. But taking a moment just to appreciate how lovely and awesome this map looks. Absolutely sensational. The rain effects and sound, very soothing. Bar that lightning crack, which make you shit your pants sometimes because it comes out of nowhere. But green having a little bit of a scout here. And you can see that they've sort of consolidated their power both on either side of the map. Green really needing to take this last outpost down here just to get a little bit of extra income. But now red is gearing up, so having a mechanic and a barracks, and probably building an armory, which is coming up right now, which will help him get into the next tier of units. Both players being pretty conservative here. Nice little steal here from blue. Taking advantage of having no units around to really get on top of anything. Oh, but you do have some air very early from green, which is going to be very devastating. Be able to take out all these units very nicely. So two complete different playstyles here. One opting in for an early advance on aircraft, giving extra air support, gets around the map faster, a very good option here. Red running into a bit of trouble as all his units that he just invested in were taken down quite quickly, leaving him with limited options in terms of expanding. So very nice play. So those aeroplanes will come back to the main control and they'll reload, and then you'll be able to sort of call them in again. I mean, they actually fly off the map. But yeah, you can control them through this control tower. You can only have 3 planes per control tower. And you'll need to build another control tower to get another 3 additional planes. Looks like potentially a prototype bay. So that will be the next tier of vehicles. Heavy armor and artillery will be able to be produced out of this building. So red now beginning to push, but without spreading out and capturing any other positions, is really allowing green just to focus him down into whatever battle he likes, because there is only one front to worry about currently. Red is trying to take one of the flanks, which is good to see, because he does really need to try separate and break up green's forces. So it'd be hard to see. So green also had some infantry in these APCs, the Versterls. I pronounced that right. Nice little attack here though from red. He might even be able to clear this. He might be able to kill. Oh, here come the aircraft. No. Boom. Very nicely timed. A devastating blow. So one wonders, he must have the spy satellite upgrade. And that's why one space is already filled and we have not seen a third aircraft. So very interesting that you can kind of hang back. It's good to see that there is such a variety of playstyle. Now an extra power plant coming out here at the back just to supplement and prepare for his next building, which will probably be basically your tech center, and a rather expensive building that will allow air support and additional benefits. A lot of little skirmish here coming from red, but I don't see potentially any different outcome here. It only has one AA gun. Decided to regroup here. Don't know where green that came from. So nice artillery drop there, dealing devastating blow to that little skirmish. Now note there is a helicopter here, just keeping an eye on this flank, making sure nothing's coming down. So a good use of a unit that is otherwise useless in terms of this point of the game, unless you want them to be dropping stuff at these outposts, which might not be such a bad idea. But again, green doesn't really need to do that. Green is going into more of a tech build, as he's got his prototype bay, which will allow him to build quite some advanced and heavy armored units. Red putting a bit of pressure here. He is splitting his forces now. He has managed to capture the top there. So if he can capture these few points, it will help him out quite a lot. But he does have a lot of issues with this early aggressive air that will be able to snipe down. He almost needs to use shift and keep his units moving at all times, just so we can't get bombarded from potential air. And now here we go. So we got some heavy tanks, some medium armor that's good versus pretty much everything. Vehicles and infantry from memory. Can't remember what you call it. But yeah, they will be able to chase this battle, chase these guys down. Do have some aircraft coming down the flank here. Now 2 should take out that outpost. No, okay. Perhaps a direct blow. I think it must be 3. 3 bombers. 3 of these aircraft, I think, can take out 1 outpost. Now, EDU or red is trying to consolidate his forces. A little unsure of how he's going to approach. He keeps finding himself boxed in, whereas expanding might be a better option perhaps. But again, I am no pro. These guys have been playing this a lot longer than me. But an observation we could all make. Easier said than done. Still, this outpost here has not been taken, so that's I could say anything about green is that he probably should take this, or is that? Yeah, he's got a free range to take that. We've got some anti-air now. Some decent little force here from EDU. And there will be an engagement here, so whoever can get the airdrop as well will help. But this early engagement is going to really play out poorly for red. He's not reacting, so he's just missed it. He's been occupied somewhere else on the map. But he is able to take out quite... Oh, yep. And then the artillery. So that's quite devastating. So these main battle tanks... Oh, another artillery barrage from both players. Both dealing quite a lot of damage. But Red deciding to retreat because all these units are just anti-air. They only attack air. So he's basically lost that battle and have to retreat, which doesn't leave him with much. The aircraft coming up here. Now again, just to note that shuttering will not be in the final product. It's just a part of the early release. Or not even early release, we're not even that far, but it is in the works. He's going to choose his target. Looks like he's going to try bomb this flank here. Perhaps the outpost or the infantry. No, it's going directly. Yeah, so one more aircraft. Ooh, but he does lose one plane. Now at this stage, we can't see what income each player has. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But I suspect that green would be floating quite a bit. But again, EDU is able to pop out quite a lot of vehicles quite quickly. Now the EDU does have the upgrade or the ability to switch between kind of like the strategy center, say from 0 hour, where you can select the different options that benefit you. You have a building like that for EDU, which you can speed up his production or get better intelligence. So a few different options there to use, but he's getting chewed up here. Not too bad of an airstrike and damage there. But also finally getting some aircraft. Oh, and the big boy's out. Oof, devastating, but nearly dead. A couple more shots and he's gone. Ooh, so quite expensive there. That was not a good return on investment. Did manage to take out one outpost, but being this close to the base, it really does not harm Red significantly. These are amazing windmills here. Very nice models. We have another big bomber coming through, taking out another outpost. Getting away this time with no damage. Red actually put in a bit of pressure here on green. Green having the big boys now. These tanks are quite punishing. Heavy armor, deal a lot of damage. So we'll see how they go. With some air support, it might be enough to take out this skirmish. Now two prototype bays, so that's going to really speed up production here. And he'll have the economy to back it up with a helipad as well. Storage facility to build some light vehicles. Red also definitely dominating with bombers at the moment. Which are, again, very perfect counter to these heavy armored tanks. If one of those bomb catches the tank, they are gone. So perhaps hitting the infantry here was probably the better bet. It does have a long range, can be quite a pestering unit. But you'll see these tanks just absolutely chew up medium armor. So all spread out a bit, just so they don't get all killed by aircraft. He's opted in to put his anti-air at the front, obviously giving it the best chance to do some damage to the aircraft that will come in for bombing. Now taking out the flank, good idea. Perfect timing though. Just as Red alert leaves, he's able to take it. So nicely done there. So heading over towards this wicked windmill. So quite an important battle here. So whoever wins this will perhaps, well, definitely if the bottom wins this battle, they'll be able to put a lot of pressure. Does look like it's cleaning up the units very quickly. Just going to leave Red without a couple good bomb shots. Oof. Yeah, he was waiting. So he was able to keep his bomber, but he's really able to put a lot of pressure here now. There's not going to be a lot that Red can do other than try get some devastating bombs or artillery onto these tanks, but it's just too much armor, too much damage. Does get a bomb off though, very nicely done. But these will just shred. And spreading out as well as he opens up into the base, leaving Red with little to no options. But another great game from two very well experienced players here. It's good to see a variety of different playstyles, one opting in for more of a early air aggression, other opting into surviving because the bottom had this made. But again, green Gil is his plant test his name or his name. Definitely one of the best players, if not the best player at this game currently. But overall, a terrific game. Good to see some higher tier one-on-one. And no surrender here, so Gil has disconnected. They're both disconnected. So that's it. GG.